How you doing, sir? Thank you so much for getting back to me on Facebook. I really do appreciate it. It's great now that we can talk about stuff. I just want to talk about your career. It'd be an absolute honour. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Obviously, Cruiserweight was a kind of a new division, I guess, when you were starting off. I think I saw an interview with you where you actually said, and if the Cruiserweight division wasn't there, you'd have had a whole different career because you were like stuck between light heavyweight and cruiser and heavyweight.
Right, I wouldn't have been a fighter if they didn't have just the weight and only came out the weapons.
Right, so it was just like the perfect weight for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. It's interesting. I mean, you say you wouldn't have been a fighter. I mean, that's a whole different life, obviously, for you.
Yeah.
What would you have done? I mean, it's tough to say, but because you were obviously a great fighter, world champion, all those defences.
Yeah, only had 4 defenses.
Yeah, well, yeah. Nowadays, guys lose the title after 1 or 2, though, don't they? You know how the games change. It seems to be now they don't stick around as long. And of course, you fought a lot of great names. It's interesting. It's interesting looking back at your career. The first guy that actually beat you on a decision, I'm honestly got to say I've never heard of the guy. Who can't pronounce his name? What was it?
Which one?
Buba Sanoga.
Sariki Sanoga from Africa?
Yeah. What happened there? Who was that guy? I'm not even familiar with him.
I have no idea. You wound up killing yourself by punching through a window.
Really?
His tendon.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And he got a points win over you in '88.
Right.
Right. I mean, was he a tough guy? I mean, he must have been pretty good to beat you.
Yeah. He was pretty tough. Cause, I don't know. That probably was one of my off nights, but he was pretty tough. Of course, he was taller anyway.
Right. And where was that fight, champ?
It was overseas.
Right. Yeah.
It was in England. I think I fought him over in England.
Right. But then, of course, you bounced back and you beat Bert Cooper. What are your memories of that fight? Because you made him quit in the corner.
Yeah, he nearly died, right?
Yeah, tragic. Yeah, about 3 years ago.
Yeah, I went to his funeral.
Did you? Right. Yeah, he was a warrior. I mean, he was obviously he did more as a heavyweight, didn't he? Really, even though he was a smallish kind of guy. I think same height as you. Was he 5'11" or around there?
He was a little shorter than me.
Right. Yeah.
6'2".
He was a warrior, was Bert. I mean, what happened then? Did you just, unfortunately that fight's not on YouTube because it'd been interesting to see, but I guess you just put it on him, with your combinations, and he had enough, had he? Was it round 8 he quit?
Yeah, but I had sparred him though. I already knew what to look for. We sparred together for a little bit.
Right. Where was that? Was that in Philly, obviously, yeah?
That was in Philly at the Civic Center. Civic Center no longer is in existence right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, looking at your record, you beat some really good guys on the way up at the Blue Horizon. People like Andre McCall and Michael Greer. He was a good fighter, wasn't he? And you beat all them guys. I think you stopped Greer, didn't you?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. So, and then of course you had the road bump with Al Cole Ice. I mean, what was it? Obviously, he was a hell of a fighter. He was tall, wasn't he? He beat you twice on close decisions. Is he the best guy you fought?
Well, simply because he had the same style. If you looked at it, we had that same okey doke, weird, unorthodox style.
Yeah.
If you look at the fight, he said I was the toughest, hardest puncher that he fought. That's what he said.
it's interesting because he went up to heavyweight as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you ever tempted to do that?
He might have took too many punches.
Yeah. Were you ever tempted to go up to heavy?
Nah. Didn't even think about it.
You're too smart, I guess. You're too sensible. Yeah. Yeah. I tell you a fight I'm really fascinated in.
Let me talk for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll take you to you. That's fine. I'll take you to the equipment. That's being interviewed. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, champ. Yeah. One of the fights of yours I'm really fascinated in is again, there's no footage of it unfortunately on YouTube, which is a real shame. But the fight you won when you beat the awesome Camden Buzzsaw, Dwight Muhammad Kawi, in '92, you beat him on points. I'd love to get your memories of that fight.
Yeah, I remember he retired. He got the microphone and said he was retiring. But I've seen him recently. We see each other every now and then when we go to functions and stuff.
Yeah. He was a I mean, how did you work on his style? Because obviously he was a short guy, 5'6", 5'7", but he was just like they say, his nickname, a buzzsaw. He just threw punches and he was hard to hit, wasn't he? He was one of the great cruiserweights.
Yeah, he still was very difficult to hit. He was a short, feisty guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you won a wide decision. Is that one of your best wins then?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was one of my best wins.
But good to have that name, on your record.
Say it again?
Good to have that name on your record, though. Obviously, because he's a Hall of Famer, as you know. Must have been good to get that, as I say, that scalp, on your record.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you ran into Cole again. So you've discussed this fights with Cole, Ice Cole. Yeah, and then the brilliant win in '95 when you knocked out Ollie Norris, because that fight is on YouTube. Thankfully, we can watch some of your fights. You just laid him out. I mean, it was like he went down in slow motion almost.
Then he made an excuse. He said he had to lose all that weight. That's no excuse. He knew he had to lose weight before he got in the ring.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
They tried to say he lost too much weight.
Had you?
That's what they said.
Yeah. Had you two fought before as amateurs?
He beat me in an amateur. He beat me 3 times.
Right. And
No,
then
2 times.
right.
2 times.
Yeah. And again, that fight was in London. I'm from the UK, and that fight. How did that fight wind up happening in London of all places?
I have no idea whatever negotiations went on. They figured it out, put it together. I have no idea.
And you didn't mind travelling then?
No, I've been overseas about 4 times, I guess.
Yeah, it was a great knockout, the WBA Cruiserweight. And
the best fighter in the world, becoming world champion.
Yeah. And you made 4 defences, as you said. I thought it was 5 actually, but you corrected me. It was 4. And then when you lost to Teozo, was that a fair decision? Because you do get the.
It was, but I had a lot on my mind.
Yeah, you've no arguments with that loss.
Yeah, I lost. I fight I should have won, but I had my wife there and a girlfriend there, and I was trying to keep them away from each other back then, and my brain wasn't there.
Right, and that was in Vegas. Was that on the Holyfield card?
It was on the card, yeah.
Yeah, wow, yeah, fighting in Vegas, yeah. You're one of the great Philly fighters, though, aren't you? So many great fighters come out of Philly. This is another question. I mean, I don't know if anyone can answer it, but what is it that makes Philadelphia fighters so tough? I mean, they're just legendary. All you guys, everybody from Philly that can fight. There's so many. You go down the line, all tough like you. You would never stop.
You don't know. It's up to the individual. I mean, if you can fight, you can fight. It's just that simple. I mean, you don't know how you're gonna be born. I mean, hey, you gotta find your talent, and I think that was one of my talents. I thought I was tough enough. That's why
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody's born with a gift. Some people don't know what their gift is. Got a trout, some things, I guess.
Yeah.
That, and I was a good fighter. He got me the 18th greatest cruiserweight of all time. And one organization got me the 26th greatest of all time.
Wow.
So.
Well, I mean, yeah, these lists are quite amazing. Who says that? I mean, who decides that? Because some people would have you higher than that, but I mean, they have David Hare. You're familiar with our guy David Hare. He did a bit of cruiser. He won he did a lot, I suppose. But they have him as Ring Magazine had him as the best cruiserweight of the 2000s. I mean, I don't know, but who decides?
Everybody has an opinion, and hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's all down to opinion. But you made a massive mark on the spot. There's no doubt about that. So then the rematch with Norris, close decision. I think one judge had it by a point. What was he better in the rematch? Was he better prepared or what?
What are you talking about when I fought Roland again?
When you fought Norris, yeah, the second time.
I just didn't do enough in that fight.
Yeah, one judge had it by 1 point. It was very close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what was it like? I mean, super cruiserweight. What was the limit there? What was the weight there for that? Was it 210?
Yeah.
Yeah, super cruiser. Never caught on, did it?
Wasn't no big deal. I mean, like I said, I didn't do enough in the fight.
Well, it was still close. Like I say, one judge, 1 point. That was all it was. Could have been a split decision.
Yeah, it could have been, but since his name probably was a little bit more, I don't know, valuable or more out there than mine, hey, you know how the fight games go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Your fight with Hearns was like, we were all so looking forward to that. It was like this is gonna be like a Hagler Hearns type fight, something like that, And then what happened? It's like both you guys kind of switched off, and you just had too much like mutual respect or something. What was it? And Hearns won the decision. It almost looked like you were holding back on that night in that when was it? 99. Yeah. What are your recollections of that fight with Hearns?
Well, I had to lose 15 pounds in 4 days, which was impossible. They didn't tell us until we got there. I had to use a rowboat. I had to run. I didn't drink water. And my trainers had to literally hold me up on the scale. And they made me lose 15 pounds in 4 days.
Wow, that's
that's probably why I won. I was like 220. He was like 170. There's no way on the face of the planet. If I was smoking crap, I still couldn't get down in 4 days.
Yeah. And it was just a weird fight. It was just like, it was almost like you two guys both were way, way, way better than you looked on that night. It was almost like you could have done so much more, but it's like both you guys never kind of chose to let your best stuff go or something. I don't know. It was a weird fight. But
like I said, I lose all that weight.
Yeah.
I did lose. Hey, I was done. I was spent.
Yeah, that explains it. If you've had to kill yourself to lose us over 15 pounds, that's crazy. Because I mean, it was two legends though in the ring that night, and they were building it up over here in the UK because to get you two boxing royalty, to fight over here against each other. I think it was on the Hamed undercard. It was on the Nassim Hamed undercard. And we were thinking, well, this will be the fight of the night. Unfortunately, Tommy was... I mean, how do you rate Tommy? He's obviously a legend. Did he still have any stuff then, or was he just faded by that stage?
I mean, it was good.
Would you say Hearns was one of the best you fought?
No, he wasn't the best.
Because he was past it by then.
I'll figure it out. Thank you.
What do you think? What do you think jumped to the cruiserweights now? Then the cruiserweight division now. There isn't really one big name there because, as you know, Usyk had all the belts and he's moved up and he's like vacated all the belts. Do you still look at the cruiserweight division and is there anybody that's no?
Sure don't.
It's
not at all.
No, it's not a good division for you now. To look to what? No. Do you still follow the big fights?
Every now and again.
Yeah.
Every now and again.
I guess you come from a different. Boxing was different in the 90s. It wasn't. It was a different sport then. The best fought the best.
Right.
More so than now. Yeah. Have you ever done any training? You train any guys or anything?
Yeah, I still help out with the children and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Yeah.
They got me in a movie that's getting ready to come out next month. It has something to do with the Bloods and the Crips. That's going to be a bodyguard, short film, I think. And I got somebody here setting me up to play my guitar for the senior citizen. I got somebody here that's going to, I guess they should be halfway finished my book. And I'm doing an animated novel about bullying. That's what I'm doing. I'm writing a short story about bullying, ethnicity groups, a short story. So I got a few things that I'm doing here in Philly.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I always think, when I get to speak with you guys, you all use great champions. You should get an autobiography out there because it's such a fascinating journey you've been on. All you fighters, all you great fighters, world champions. You ever thought about doing an autobiography?
Somebody doing my book.
It's going to be like, you working on that. Oh well, that'll be a fascinating read. That will, champ. I guess.
Yeah, I have to check with the lady. Last time we met and went over everything, it was like she had 10 pages done. So I got to get back with her. It's been a little while, at least a month, 2 months. She was taking care of mom, so I haven't called her or bugged her. But I'll probably give her a call this week to see how far she has gotten.
Right. All right. Be interesting stuff. Time-consuming work, I guess. So all the times when you were fighting and you was working in the gym, I guess, stuff the fan never got to see. I'm guessing you sparred with so many big names as well.
Yeah.
Can you give us any of the names you sparred with? In Philly or other places? Sparring?
Some names?
Sparring, when you're sparring for fights. Because sometimes some of the stuff the fans don't get to see goes on behind closed doors in the gym. I'm guessing you're a guy that sparred loads of quality names.
Not really. Will Taylor, I sparred him. He was a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Half the guys, I don't even know. Will died. He was taking drugs. He died.
Oh dear.
Killed himself. William Morris, I sparred him. He was pretty decent. He was a small weight for me at the time. I saw him after about 15, 20 years. I ran into him while I was pumping gas in my car. We stopped to talk. Tyrone Frazier.
Oh yeah.
Just to name a few.
Did you never spar James Toney? Because weren't you supposed to fight James Toney one time?
No, we didn't. It's funny you should say that because they had talked about us fighting, but it never happened. They talked about me and Holyfield fighting. That never happened. Everything was talk. So
yeah.
I saw Tony Reeves at a convention about 3 weeks ago. We took a picture together. People was getting inducted into the Atlantic City Hall of Fame, and we was down there, and we took a picture together. We talked for a little bit.
Yeah, that would have been. That would have been an interesting fight. I guess what would that have? If that had happened, was it like 97, something like that? 90, round about there. You and Tony, yeah, that'd have been a good fight.
They said they talked about it, but it never happened.
That's a shame. A lot of these fights, yeah.
I had to reach it and strong enough to put him down, I think.
Yeah.
Because our styles were really different.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't stick around at Cruiserweight too long, did he, either, as well? I think he only had a couple of fights at Cruiser. You were obviously a career-long Cruiser. That would have been a great fight, I guess. That and you and Holyfield as well. That would have been amazing. You and Holyfield. Yeah. But as it is, you had a hell of a good career, champ, and there's a few names on there that you rumbled with. So yeah, I really appreciate speaking with you, and I wish you all the best with your writing and everything you're getting on with.
When the book gets done, maybe call me back in another area and take a guest out on another and say, check with me on, let me see, second week of December.
Oh, that'd be great.
If I text you, I'll text you. We're friends now, so I'll just text you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks so much, champ. Yeah, great fighter in your day, and thank you speaking for us. Thank you so much. All the best. Go back. Thanks.